or you have an essential oil that you like. This happens to be geranium. I just trimmed my geraniums today. So just finding something again that helps us to stay connected with our breath, okay? So I am on my blanketed chair because it's not the most comfortable chairs, and I'm pulling myself more towards the front. I have shoes on. I might take off in a bit, we'll see, but I'm on a kind of uneven flagstone basis. And I don't know how many of you have been here to my home, but just to this side, I have my Temescal. And I'm thinking that one day we'll do a practice with me inside the Temescal. And that might be one of the Wednesday classes where we're on the ground, or maybe I'll bring a bench in there and we'll do it just so you guys can get that experience of kind of being enveloped in the earth, in the womb of our mother. And I'll explain more of that later. So for now, though, let's get into our mountain pose and just sit up straight and tall. Finding that breath experience. It's only yours. It's like a fingerprint, our breath pattern is. The depth and length of our breath. Continuity of our breath. I want you to breathe deep in to your heart space so that we can release anything that's stuck there. Because what we tend to do is build, and these emotions go and they get stored in different places in our body. For instance, fear is back here in our kidneys, and sadness is in our lungs, and grief is in our heart, and anger is in our liver. So in our yoga practice, we want to move all those body parts so that we can squeeze them and can release. And in our heart, sometimes are stored some of those other emotions from long ago. And that deep breath will help us to bring them to the surface so we can let them go and breathe them out. Have that heartbeat take them out because they don't serve us. They don't serve us any purpose other than making us ill. So go ahead, and with our breath, we'll start with some movement here. And I'm just going to take my arms out to the side, and I'm going to just pump my hands by making fists and then flinging my fingertips outward. And I'm just going to do this to keep my hands happy so that the bones in my hands stay active. And I'm doing it to warm up muscle to bone in my arms. I'm already feeling this in my forearm muscle and the ulna and the radius there. And if I keep going for a little bit longer and I keep pumping, I'm going to start feeling that up into my biceps and my triceps that cover that humerus bone. Keep going. And I'm tapping my feet to kind of get myself off of my mind of this fisting and flicking, and expel it all and release my arms down on a nice exhale. Let's move our shoulders. Yay, I'm getting warm. Let's bring them forward and up. Inhale. Pull them back and down. That's your exhale. Keep going. Maybe breathing in if you did a little spray or you had an essential oil, or you're noticing the movement within your body as you breathe deep. And let's reverse that movement, taking shoulders back and up. Inhale and exhale. Take them down. Squeeze at the top. Feel your trapezius muscle. Oh yeah, squeezing there. We hold a lot there. A lot of our stress. And we need stress. One more time. But we don't want to go into the distress mode. We want to have a balance, and we want to find these things in our life that help us to maintain a good balance and know that stress keeps us alive, really. When we have no stress, we're a flatliner. There's nothing left, really, unless whatever happens in the afterworld. But we want to have what they call like a eustress, being able to look at those stresses and find the good in them, find what's good, what are the lessons, what are we learning, and how do we deal with not letting that stuff get stuck inside of us. All right, and then let's go ahead and move our arms. Let's take them down, fingers out, reach, open up wide, inhale, clap at the top, come down, exhale, snap fingers at the bottom, inhale, up and clap, and release, come on down, chin to chest, snap your fingers, come on up, and take them down, snap those fingers, keep going. Your movement will be different than mine, depending on your breath length. Let's do 2 more. And bring it on down. And then let's start marching our feet, bringing one knee up, one foot up, and the other foot down. And as we sit up straight and tall, let's see if we can notice that here in our core. All right, and all we're doing is lifting one leg up and one leg down, kind of like marching, like a marching band here. And then let's lift and let's keep one leg up, and let's take some circles with that ankle. Straight spine, crown reaching up in reverse. And bring that knee up a little bit more. Hold underneath here and see if you can do some pulsing, or maybe your hands interlace underneath your knee and you bring that knee in and up a little bit more. Use your strength of your arms to work that. Doesn't have to be fast. Can be a lot slower than what I'm doing. But just working into the front part of our hip, our knee, and then releasing hands. See if we can keep it that high. Let your hands come down. Extend out. Exhale. Inhale. And let it go. Maybe point. Feeling that in the leg and in the belly. Bringing it up. Sending it out with a point. One more time. And down. Let's march it out again. Just bringing the feet off the ground. Keeping and noting that nice, long spine. And then taking both feet down. Let's lift one up. And find some circles with our ankle here. Maintaining ourselves nice and up. And going around the opposite way. And then bringing it up, taking it out with a point. Let's take it back, extend, and point. I'm starting to lean back because I'm feeling it here, so I want to pull myself back up, okay? Maybe hold on here, and that will be a little support for you to maintain that core strength as we extend out and point, and bring it back. Extend out and point, and bring it back. And here we want to interlace underneath our thigh, raise that leg up, or we come over here and we sit up straight and tall, and let's just take that knee in and up a bit, bringing it towards your shoulder. Using our strength in our bicep, strength in our fingers. And then let's lift it up. Let's see if we can leave it there And let our hands come down and maybe a little more pulsing here. Bruno's joining us. Bruno, it's a special dog today. And then let's release that. Let that foot come down. And let's just move our legs, move our arms, move our shoulders. And then come back to stillness. And take a couple breaths here. Going to move into Garasana, eagle pose. Those of you that are going to work with the legs in here, bring one leg in, one foot in, more at the center. And that was my left that I just said that to. I'm taking my right and I'm crossing over. If you don't do this, if this isn't part of what your body likes to do, then just take your calf against your shin on that front leg. But otherwise, you cross. Maybe you cross behind again. Again, it all depends on our flexibility, where we're at. So my left is over my right. I'm going to raise my arms up. Inhale. My right is on top. So now my right arm comes under, and I make that X. And I come here, or I go here, or I come into this place. And I rise up. Inhale. And I'm going to take some circles. I want to make sure those shoulders are really nice and open here, coming around a few times in that direction, and then reversing and coming around in the opposite way. Lifting up high. And let's come on to the ball of the foot that's grounded there. So we're going to put a little action into our legs here by pressing down on the ball of that foot. And then we're going to exhale forward, trying to connect our elbows to our knees and let my head, chin drop towards my chest. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, take it on down. 2 more times, your breath. And coming up with my arms, let my heel come to the ground. Extend my legs out as long as you can, even though they're crossed. I know that's a little weird feeling. Come onto the heel of the foot that you did have. You were on the ball of that foot, now you're on the heel of that foot. Inhale up, exhale to one side of the legs that are stretched out. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Feeling that in our waist. Let's do that one more time each side. And come on over. Inhale. And let's take it over to the other side. Bring yourself up. Bring your feet in. Exhale. Oh yeah, release those arms. Release your leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms come down. This time we're going to switch out. So I'm moving my right foot more to the center. I'm taking my left foot over. And I'm going to maybe double cross in the back, or I'm going to be way down here, okay? You find what works for you. So now my left is over my right. I'm inhaling up. And I'm exhaling, left arm under right into an X. Cross, coming around to what feels right for me. My arms, my shoulders. For you, your arms, your shoulders. Your whole body, always paying attention to that. Lift up high. And exhale low. Okay, not bending over, but just reaching the arms high. Taking them low. 2 more times, really lifting up shoulders. And taking shoulders down. And coming here. And inhale, lift. Exhale, come on over. Elbows to your knee. Inhale, lift. Take it forward with your torso. Catching. Let's lift up onto that ball of the foot that's standing on the ground. Exhale. Let's do that again. Press into the ball of the foot so you can feel that up into your calf. And one, let's add one more. Good. Rising ourselves up with our torso. Go ahead and let those legs just stretch out a bit, coming onto the heel of the foot that just had the ball on the ground. And lift up. And come over to one side. Really tucking into yourself here. Inhale. And take those elbows, yes, back to the other side. And come on down. One more time, the opposite side. And release it down. Bringing yourself up. Legs come in, lift up high. Exhale, yes, release from that bind. Legs come open as well. Reach up, inhale. And exhale. Come on down. Let's open up our knees. And again, stay really close to the edge of your chair. And find your sits bones nicely aligned on the chair. And sitting up straight and tall, finding good strength here because we're going to come into some forward folds, some Ardha Uttanasana half lifts, and some Uttanasana forward folds, all the way forward folding. If that does not feel good for you, do not put your head so low, okay? Find what works for you. So inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart center, and begin to come down. Let's just come halfway right now. So right now, my elbow points are right by my knee. My tailbone is back. And I'm really feeling the really nice extension of my spine here. I can feel my tailbone pushing back, my crown pulling forward. My arms and hands are active here. And then I'm going to pull back up. Inhale and lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Take myself again halfway down so that I'm looking straight down. Cervical spine is in alignment with the rest of the vertebral column. And then rise up. Inhale. And exhale. This time, take yourself to the same place, or maybe you only want to come to a quarter. If you come to a quarter, guess what? You're working really nicely right here on your core. When you come down even farther, you're working on making sure you pull in so that you protect that lower spine. If you want to come farther, make sure that's good for you. And you can come forward and you can let your heavy head hang if that feels right, okay? But only if you're conscious of your core, conscious of your navel. Pull it in, okay? And then let's lift up to flat spine. Then let's lift up to quarter. Notice how you have to work here in quarter. Push down with your feet. Let that energy come up through your legs and feel that all the way into your glutes and into your core. And then straighten your spine up and inhale, lift. Let's do that again. Any level you want to take. Exhale to here. Quarter. Let's hang out here in quarter for a little bit. Some of you may just stay here. Really pull in on this band, okay, right around you. Pull in. If you want, stay there or come forward where your elbows and knees connect. Still staying with a nice long spine. Accentuate that a little bit more. Staying in either of those two places or letting yourself come down. Pull in at your navel. You can let your head hang. Breathe here though, breathe. Any of those three places you're breathing. And as I rise up, I do it slowly so I don't end up with a head rush, right? So maybe coming into middle, coming into quarter, coming all the way up into a straight perpendicular spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open up my arms and let my heart come forward. Fingers open up wide. Inhale, rise up. This time, exhale into cactus arms or trident mudra and lift your heart space up. fingers expand. Inhale up. This time explode and open up like the rays of the sun, and your heart reaches for that sun. Rise up with fingers totally open here. And then come into your cactus mudra here. That's it, exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale, one arm down, one stays up. Hold on to the seat or the leg of your chair to pull there as you lift and lengthen the one side of your body. And then let's take it over. We haven't done much for our side body yet. So let's make sure we can do that. Really stretching here, lengthening that side body. Maybe finding more depth if you want to have your hand follow the front leg of your chair on down. And we breathe here in this static pose because we really want to find an opening here. And depth. Pull in at your navel, pull, pull, and then lift yourself up with your core. Both arms lift, inhale. Push down straight into your feet. Exhale, the opposite hand down. Hold on to the chair. As you hold on there, lift with the other arm. So you really feel a nice opening before we even start to go over to the side. Then with an inhale, lift a little more. On the exhale, take it on over. So here we are, really lengthening, maybe sliding one hand down. Looking up. Pulling back the one shoulder a bit. This is going to prepare us to do our triangle pose here in just a moment. Just really similar, but yet the angles are going to be different. So we're working a little different part of our body. Pull in at your navel. If you're coming down a little bit more, that's fine. But do it with consciousness, with strength in your core. Pull in and lift up. Inhale. Really lengthen both arms, come up. Oh, yep. And let's take our hands down. Exhale. Let's take and interlace fingers right at the base of our spine. Push down here. Lift maybe behind you. Shoulders squeeze. Feel these muscles right here. These pectoral muscles stretching back. As your heart pulls forward, you pull back on your knees, please. Be active in your feet so that they know that they're engaged as well. I want you to squeeze into your glutes as we lift back a bit more with our arms and squeezing into our shoulders, pushing down with our feet, letting our knees pull out a bit, opening up here, push down through everything you have. Inhale. And then exhale, come forward just a bit, maybe half. And then releasing hands back to your lower spine. Take them down in front of you and have them with your fingers on the ground, or maybe they're holding on to your shins. And this is your half lift here, but have them supported. Don't just hang here. Okay, don't dangle. You want to be supported. So find that. And then maybe you have a block here, or a book, or your fingers, or again, maybe your legs. And we're going to slide one arm up, maybe take the other hand to the ground, if the ground is accessible to you. If not, again, a book, or a block, or your other leg. And we want to start to press down on one thigh as we take that twist, looking up. Feel that in your obliques here. You can pull up that elbow, maybe lifting the arm, but only if the shoulder says yes. Looking up to the blue sky, to your ceiling, wherever you are. But I suggest, if you can, and let's let that hand come down, maybe onto the leg or to the ground. If you're able to do a practice outside, it really is a kind of a cool thing to do. So one hand is down, the other one is pressing into that thigh to take you into the twist. the opposite direction. Breathing here, keeping knees out, releasing elbow up maybe the whole arm. Keep breathing. Keep twisting, keep smiling. Pull in at the navel. Let both hands come down to the earth or to your legs, and then begin to bring yourself up. And release, exhale. Good. Now we're going to move into triangle pose. So keeping one foot forward towards me, and my one foot and knee will be forward towards you. My other knee and foot will go to one side of the chair, okay? So I'm sitting here in a nice V, but I'm at an angle. And going to first take my arms out long, as if I were doing warrior two here. And one arm is forward, the other arm is back. I want to push down into whatever part of my body is touching the chair. I want to push down into my feet that are in the ground. Hope you can hear me. The wind is blowing. And then I'm going to tick tock. I'm going to take one arm down and the other arm up. And I'm going to let them stay where they are until my breath and gravity may send one hand down farther towards the ground and the other one up farther towards the sky. You may be way up in your angle, and that's fine. That's a triangle. You know that there's all kinds of sizes of triangles, right? And we're making our own here. And Bruno is too. And we're going to open up wide here. Fingers are open up. We're breathing. Feeling that loveliness there. Pull in at your navel point. Bring yourself a little bit more up. Bring yourself a little bit more up. And then take yourself back to your warrior two arms here. Trying to feel if you're coming out straight from the shoulders or not. And then take the back hand behind you on your chair. Push down there or hold on there. Flip the front arm hand upward and bring those fingers, lifting them up towards your sky, towards your heavens, towards your ceiling, pushing through the ceiling. And then let your body weight come back and let that arm come, the one that's lifted up, bring it back down. Follow your body as it comes over. And we're coming back here in this exalted warrior two type position here. Pull in at your navel point, push down with your hand on the chair, lift up high with one arm, and then send that arm forward, the other arm back. Check in with your knees. Have they started to cave in like mine do? Let's keep our feet flat, pushing in the ground to keep our arms, the arms and legs nice and solid. And now we're going to come forward again. Take that tick tock. Open up your hands towards me. Maybe coming down a little bit more. Find where your depth is today for your body. Find the control in your core to maintain this in a good, healthy way. And now we're going to go into extended side angle. So from here, triangle pose. You're going to take that arm and reach it across so the bicep comes by the ear. And I really lengthen here. Push down so I don't start raising out of the chair. Breathing here, open arms, open hands, open wide. And then reaching arm up and body up. Looking over one hand. We're going to reach back one more time here. This time, take that back hand behind you and wrap it. Just wrap it around your waist. And the other hand lifts up. And I'm going to raise up. And I'm going to look at those fingers extending upward. Maybe I'll take my weight back a bit. This time I'm not weighted onto the chair with that hand. You need to release your hand from your back and put it back on the chair. Otherwise, using tons of core strength here to maintain your weight going back. And then breathe yourself up. Exhale into that nice open space here that we've created in our arms and that length. And then take your hands to heart center. Inhale. And then exhale, one elbow to the thigh on one side, looking up. Inhale. Exhale, other elbow to other thigh. Breathing, feel that right in through here. Let's do one more set. This is your exhale. Inhale. And let's take it down. So we're not going too far down on that, but we are controlling it all through this center part of our body. And then let's walk both feet forward. Sit in mountain for a moment before we switch our sides. Take a couple breaths. And then the opposite foot is going to stay facing me and leave it there planted nicely with knee above your ankle, right, riding on top of it. And then the other knee comes to the side of your chair. And find where that opening is going to be for you in that nice V. The corner of your chair is kind of centered in the corner, in the center part of your body. And we're sitting up straight and tall here. And I think you can see me. I think you can see me mostly. So we're going to repeat doing what we just did. So here we are. Let's release our arms outward so that we're in our Warrior Two, long length here in our arms, strong arms. Fingers open up really wide here. And we breathe. We find a smile on our face. We check into our feet. We check into our knees. We check into our legs. We check into our glutes, everything. And then let's take it into a little tick-tock here. Coming down just a bit. Maybe releasing your palms forward. And with your breath and with gravity, that's going to maybe have you travel a little bit lower into your triangle. Does not have to be there though. Remember, all this is not in a isosceles triangle or a right triangle or a blah, blah, I don't know, all those different obtuse, all of those. Took geometry a long time ago, but it was basic geometry. I liked it though, it made sense. And now it makes sense to me when I work in my yoga practice. So we open up really big here and we have the depth that feels right for us, not for anybody else. Finding our navel point as we lift up slowly, bringing the front arm back forward, keeping the other one behind us, sitting up straight and tall, putting weight into our feet, letting our knees stay open. Back arm comes down. Hold on to the chair there. Front arm flips up. Take it upward. Fingers reaching up, lengthening the side body there. Push down with your feet and your hand that's on the chair. And then let's go ahead and if you'd like, bend into that back elbow as you bring your body weight, torso weight backwards. Your arm extends. You breathe into that lengthening there. Feels good. Now with your core strength, pull it in, bring yourself up. Extend one arm forward, the other arm back. Find that nice balance there in the center of your body. Long arms, feeling that stretch coming all the way through the pectoral muscles here. And then let's go ahead and take and tip back forward. Finding again the depth that is right for you. Breathing into that and letting gravity and breath assist. This time taking that upper arm and letting it travel in the direction of your body. Feeling that journey there into this extended side angle. Pulling back on my upper shoulder a bit, feel that twist. Holding on to anything that I might need to for support. Lifting the upper arm back towards the sky or ceiling. Pull in here, and then bring yourself up slowly back into arms extended out from your shoulders. This time, let's come back. This time, that back arm, if you want, you can still hold on, or you can take it behind you. It's going to add a little bit more of a challenge here. And then lift your other arm up, fingers straight, or you can start to bring it over. You're really going to feel what you need to do in your core to maintain this. That's why this other arm can easily come back to the chair. Okay? Find what you want to do. Modify, amplify, but it should be for you, right? Tailored for your body. Your breath. Inhale, lift up. Extend through both arms. Really lengthen here. And then bringing hands into heart center here. Inhale, let's lift up. Exhale, let's bow forward. A little different than we did on the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift. This out time. Exhale, and let's take a twist. Okay, one elbow to the opposite side. Inhale back. May not go there. Maybe we're just intending to go there. Like this one doesn't want to reach, so I'm not going to force it. Inhale up. Exhale. Take a twist. Inhale. And one more twist. Bringing ourselves back into the center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, explode your hands outward. Let them come down. And let's take both feet forward and find our nice placement here of our hot mountain pose. So let's take an assessment here. Are your feet parallel? Are your ankles right underneath your knees? Okay, we got some nice angles there, more geometry. And then the rest of my body here, my torso is perpendicular to the ground. And I want to do some cat and cow here. Hold on here. Let's let the heart come forward and look up. Let your heart radiate forward. And then exhale, slide on down. Let your chin come to your chest. Feel the opening in the back of your spine. Inhale, lifting on up. And take it on down. Keep going. Find what works for you. In terms of your rhythm, your breath, your amount of opening here, and your amount of releasing coming down. And do one more set from wherever you are right now. Really exploding through your heart. And really releasing and lengthening into your spine. And then coming back to seated in our chair. And speaking of chair, let's do chair pose. So you say, well, I'm already seated in a chair. I'm already doing chair pose. Yes, and you can stay here, or we can begin to lift our seats off of the chair. I'm going to show you both ways. So we're inhale here, and we really want to be on the edge of the chair. We want to push in with our feet in the ground. We want to lift and separate our fingers up really high here. And we're going to inhale, and we're going to exhale. Inhale back up into chair. Really stay solid here. Exhale with hands coming down. This time, if you'd like, inhale, take your seat off the chair, reach up, exhale, reach back for the chair, sit down, inhale, and exhale. Make sure that chair's there. Two more times, either lifting up or maintaining strength, pushing down with your feet in the ground, even if you remain with your seat on the seat, and then come back and find your mountain pose here. We're gonna do rocking chair. So our arms come up, we inhale. And come into the tops of your feet when you do that and look up. And then exhale, come into the heels. Let your head come in between your knees, your arms rise up. Inhale, up onto your toes. Push down into the toes. Exhale, rock forward. Onto your heels, arms come up. Keep going. Rocking ourselves, not to sleep, but just into a nice little cadence. Coordinating our feet movements, our arm movements, with our breath. Let's do two more. High onto the toes. Lift your heart. Exhale. Back onto those heels. Hands come back. And then taking ourselves into mountain pose here. We haven't yet done our goddess, so we've got to do goddess today. Open up those knees. And goddess again can be done seated completely on the chair, or you can rise up with this as well. So we've done some leg work already, in and up all the way into our thighs, but this will be a little more work for those that would like to come off the chair. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, goddess. Pull your elbows down, lift through your heart, express through your chest here. Inhale, lengthen both sides of the body. Exhale. Inhale, if you'd like, take and stand up. Exhale, come into either seat, sit back on your chair or take it into squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Bring it on up. Keep going in the chair. Or standing. Knees apart. Let's do two more. The last one, and seated in your chair if you're standing up. So as we're here, let's keep our arms in this position with elbows at about shoulder height, fingers open wide. This is called Trident Mudra or the cactus arms. And let's come high onto the balls of our feet here. And then take the fingers to the sides of your head. High onto the balls of the feet. Let's take one elbow to knee and find a little twist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come on over. Inhale up. Come on to your heels now. Bring the feet a little bit further forward. And exhale. Farther forward. And inhale. And exhale. Bring them up. Back to the balls of our feet. One more time. On the balls of our feet. Both sides. Onto our heels. Both sides. A lot of good waist work today. not wasted work, but waist work. And then feet flat, hands come down. And let's go ahead and sit here with our knees open. And we're going to do a little bit of work to strengthen the inner and outer part of our legs with our hands on the outside. I know you guys love this one. Hands on the outside. I'm going to push in with my hands, push out with my knees, okay? But nothing's moving, right? Because I'm isometrically keeping them in one place. Nobody knows I'm doing anything but me. I want to push down through my feet as well. As I do that, I'm going to feel that radiating energy all the way up through my legs and into my core, up into my chest, okay, from my arms, right? So my arms are working hard, my feet are pressing down, my legs are working hard, and I'm going to keep breathing, and I'm going to keep pulling in and pushing out. Open up my fingers a little bit wider, send more energy, couple more breaths, and then exhale, release. Take a couple breaths. Yeah. And now let's do the opposite. Open up fingers wide. Press into the inner part of your bent knee, to that crease. I'm going to push in with out with my hands, in with my knees. Okay? So go ahead and begin. And sitting up straight and tall, proud. Very honorable position here. Lengthening up through the crown of my head, pushing down into my tailbone, push down into my feet. Push out strongly with my arms, pulling in strongly with my legs till maybe they shake. And let's do that a little bit more. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Come on, you guys. Push and pull. Pull in on your muscles. Feel it. And release. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to open up the front side of our shin and our ankle a bit by taking 1 foot behind us, right? And 1 foot in front. And I want to just press down into the top part of that foot that's behind me. And I'm going to almost reach that one knee down to the ground. And I want to feel the opening in the front part of that ankle. Let that opening radiate up into the shin. This is really good to do this or something like it to open up before you go walking, especially if you're going to walk a lot and you don't want to end up with shin splints. So just breathe here, a couple more breaths. And speaking of walking, I have a walking group now, or it's not like a form group, but whoever wants to join up to 5 on Monday, 8:30. Paige has hers at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. We run it for about 45 minutes. Just call or email and let us know you're coming. And then we're going to switch that. So 1 foot forward, the other one back, and just open up and let your ankle just release, putting a little bit of pressure on the top of your foot as it grounds down. Feeling that again, radiate up into the shin. So keeping ourselves from getting shin splints by any kind of constant movement or excessive pressure on our feet as we might walk or find, or if we're doing some hiking and some climbing.
10:50, Julie.
Thank you, Rose. And then bring that other foot forward so that we are, again, seated in a good mountain pose. And let's take our arms outward here. And we're just going to do some twisting, like a windmill here. A lot of waist work today. We're going to feel that maybe tomorrow, maybe later today. Hope so. That means you guys will have done something really good for yourself. And then let's stop the arms here. Let's take them into that Trident Mudra, and let's do it again. So we're doing twisting, and we're not necessarily going with our breath, because that would be really fast breathing. Just kind of a normal breath here. Sometimes in Kundalini Yoga, they do really fast, quick breaths with movements like this. I'm not going to end class that way today, though. Just kind of work into the waist a little bit more. And then come to stillness here. And then let's let our arms come down. And let's just let our body weight over. Holding on to maybe one of the legs of the chair. And or not. Just holding in here with our core. And then lift. And just let the weight come over. Done a lot of this today with that triangle and that reverse triangle. If we can keep this core nice and strong, ladies, and we're going to protect that lower spine. So let's just be aware of it in everything we do. When we're getting in and out of the car, when we're sitting up, sitting down, or standing up. And then coming back to center here. Let's open up our hearts a couple more times until then the end. We'll do a little breathing work here. Breathing play. And take your hands and we'll do a seated camel, Ustrasana, fingers down. And my base of my hand is at the base of my spine or the top of my hips. Pull back. Let my heart open. And continue to pull elbows back, shoulders back, lifting chin, possibly gaze up, heart opens. Feel that in your clavicle. Breathe here. Open up a little more maybe. And then take it up slowly on an inhale. And release your hands, exhale down. And breathe. One more heart opener, this time again. Interlace, but the opposite way you normally do. Right back here, push down, squeeze together, and lift your heart. And then bringing yourself back up. Hands come out, seated in your mountain pose. You could stay here while we do a little breath exercise here at the end. It's not really an exercise. We're just going to talk and you're going to breathe. Or you can sit yourself back with your back up against the back of the chair. Find what's comfortable for you. And then take time to close your eyes. Closing our eyes to those outward distractions. Maybe you're in your room and you're thinking when your eyes are open, oh man, I gotta do this, that, and the other today. Or maybe you're outside like me, which really just makes me feel like all I want to do is just stay here and be. But whatever it is, let's close our eyes and feel it. Let's hear anything that might be out there besides my voice. Is there someone playing music in the other room? Do you hear birds chirping? Do you hear your air conditioner going on and off? And once you do hear those things, then come back to the sound of your breath. Get your feet grounded. So if you're seated back in the back of your chair, perhaps you have a blanket under your feet or blocks or something so that you might not be grounded to the earth because you don't want to hurt the backside of your legs. Wherever they're touching, find and feel that. I hear a train, even though the train's not running right now. They've got 3 trains going by here. We have the Amtrak, I believe, that's still running on the tracks here in Bernalillo. So take your feet in that energy and let it slide on up. Feel it coming up through the ankles that we opened. Balls to the feet and the heels that we worked, to the ankles, to the calves that we worked. The shins. Feel that energy continue radiating up, surrounding and flowing around your knee joints. Healing energy, nourishing breath. Taking it into the thighs that we worked in chair, and that we worked in goddess, and they worked in triangle pose. Oh, and then we're coming to our middle. A lot of waist work today. Not wasted, but waist work all the way through here to this band that's going to help protect us and keep us strong. Keep us injury free, the way to be. So that whole torso area, we move up into that heart space that we opened up a lot today. Radiating that out up into the clavicle. We moved in the shoulders that were released into the neck, to our heads, into our eyes, to our ears. Releasing anything that is holding us back in our throat area. So let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. Let your arms and hands be released and strong, yet gentle. They worked as well today, quite a bit. And don't let anyone ever tell you that chair yoga is for wimps. Okay? You guys know you're warriors out there working hard, knowing that this chair is a friend and can assist us with healing our bodies, with helping our bodies, and utilizing it as a really good tool. So, thank you for meeting me and greeting me from your room to my outside space here, for the patience of when my dog walked in and out of the view. And hopefully you heard me when the wind was blowing a little bit harder. I'm glad I worked outside. I'm feeling warmed up now. And I offer another class tomorrow to you. And I will offer modifications for chair as well. And so from my heart, beating strong and happy, to yours,